Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has formally nominated US President Donald Trump for the 2026 Nobel Peace Prize, praising what he calls Trump's historic contributions to regional diplomacy.
He's forging peace as we speak, in one country, in one region after the other. So I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well-deserved, and you should get it.
Thank you very much. This I didn't know. Wow. Thank you very much.
He presented the letter during their latest White House meeting, one of 3 since May, where the leaders again tried to seal a 60-day Gaza ceasefire that would free hostages and pause Israeli-Hamas fighting. Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff says the gaps are narrowing, yet Netanyahu still vows to eliminate Hamas's military and governing capacity before declaring victory. Their renewed closeness follows June's 12-day Israel-Iran war, in which the United States flew sorties alongside Israel to hit Iranian nuclear sites. Operation Trump hailed as proof of an ironclad alliance, even though US intelligence now says the strikes only set Iran's program back a few months. Analysts argue the joint attack signaled to allies and rivals alike that Washington and Jerusalem will act together, reshaping calculations from Riyadh to Beijing. That signal builds on a decade of personal rapport. Trump also recognized controversially Jerusalem as Israel's capital in 2017.
Consistent with the Jerusalem Embassy Act, I am also directing the State Department to begin preparation to move the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
He also signaled a proclamation recognizing Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights in 2019. Those moves thrilled Netanyahu's base and laid political groundwork for the 2020 Abraham Accords. The US brokered deals that normalized ties between Israel and 4 Arab states and remain intact despite 2 subsequent wars. Since January 2025, President Donald Trump has fast-tracked US alignment with the Israeli Prime Minister. Netanyahu called Trump the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House during a February press conference, setting the tone for their rapid-fire Oval Office meetings on Iran, Gaza, and regional normalization.
I've said this before. I'll say it again. You are the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House. And that's why the people of Israel have such enormous respect for you.
Yet, Trump's idea that Washington should take over Gaza and turn it into a, quote, Riviera of the Middle East has been condemned by Palestinians, human rights groups, and Arab states as ethnic cleansing.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
He has also urged Israel's courts via Truth Social to cancel or pardon Netanyahu's corruption trial, an unprecedented intervention legal scholars warn could undermine the rule of law. Yet the partnership has known friction. In 2020, Trump temporarily froze Netanyahu's plan to annex part of the West Bank so Arab partners would sign the accords, a pause that angered Israeli hardliners. During the US-brokered Iran-Israeli peace talks, Trump was furious, phoning Netanyahu and posting in all caps, "Israel, do not drop those bombs. Bring your pilots home now," on Truth Social. Speaking to reporters before boarding Marine One, Trump called the proposed airstrike trigger-happy and said it would blow up any hope of peace.
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them.
I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that.
Today, a different tension looms, however. Trump is pressing hard for a Gaza ceasefire to stabilize the region, while Netanyahu, under domestic pressure from his right-wing coalition, insists the war must continue until Hamas is dismantled. Netanyahu nonetheless touts unprecedented military coordination with Washington and points to polls showing declining US sympathy for Israel as a reason to keep Trump close. So is the Trump-Netanyahu partnership shaping global politics? Consider three angles. As the United States stands firmly with Israel and Netanyahu while global scrutiny over the war in Gaza deepens and an ICC arrest warrant hangs over Netanyahu. First, hard power alignment. Joint strikes on Iran and strong US support deter Tehran and signal a tougher security architecture led by the two allies, even as pressure builds over Gaza civilian deaths. Second, political shielding. Washington absorbs diplomatic blowback by vetoing ceasefire resolutions and deflecting legal moves like the ICC warrant, giving Netanyahu space to pursue his war aims while the US takes the heat. Third, domestic feedback loops. Netanyahu's global Nobel nomination may boost Trump's image among supporters, while Trump's defense offers Netanyahu cover with centrist Israelis and key Arab partners. Together, they sustain a shared narrative, even as legal and moral questions grow. Still, the alliance cuts both ways. If Gaza talks fail, Trump risks owning a grinding conflict. If Iran quickly rebuilds its program, critics will call June strikes a strategic misfire, and if annexation pressures resurface, either man could again hesitate. For now, the answer is yes. The Trump-Netanyahu partnership is shaping global politics. Through kinetic action against Iran and intense pressure on Gaza diplomacy, but its long-term influence depends on whether the two leaders can translate these tactical gains into a durable peace. For more global issues explained, follow NewsX World.